Everyone knows that buying a car in the UK isn't cheap. But here's the catch. What you pay up front is just the beginning. Behind the wheel lies a whole world of hidden costs that quietly drain your wallet month after month. From insurance and fuel to sneaky parking fines and the dreaded depreciation, the real cost of owning a car is often far higher than drivers expect. In this video, we're breaking down 8 hidden costs of car ownership in the UK that nobody talks about, so you can see the bigger picture before getting behind the wheel. Let's start with the one cost you simply can't escape: car insurance. In the UK, it's a legal requirement, and it isn't cheap. The average driver now pays over £950 per year for comprehensive cover. And if you're a young driver or living in a high-risk postcode, premiums can soar past £2,000. Insurance companies also factor in things like your job title, annual mileage, and even where you park your car overnight. What makes insurance feel like a hidden cost is that many buyers budget for the car itself, but forget how much they'll have to pay just to legally drive it. And let's not forget the extras. Add-ons like breakdown cover, courtesy car insurance, or black box monitoring can push costs even higher. For many, it's the single largest ongoing expense after fuel. Next up, vehicle excise duty, better known as road tax. While it may seem like a small annual charge, road tax has been steadily climbing, especially for petrol and diesel cars. Most UK drivers now pay between £20 and £180 per year, depending on the vehicle's CO2 emissions, though some older, higher emission cars can cost £500 or more annually. Meanwhile, fully electric vehicles are currently exempt, but this is set to change in 2025, meaning even EV owners will soon face the same charges. What makes road tax a hidden sting is that it's tied to environmental policy, so it changes frequently, leaving drivers caught off guard when their bill suddenly rises. Every car over 3 years old in the UK must pass an MOT test each year, and while the test itself is capped at around £55, the real cost often lies in the repairs needed to pass it. Brake pads, tires, suspension issues. These are some of the most common MOT failures, and fixing them can quickly run into hundreds of pounds. Add in the cost of an annual service, which ranges from £150 for a basic service to over £400 for a full one, and suddenly routine maintenance doesn't look so routine for your bank account. For many drivers, MOT season is dreaded, because one unexpected failure can completely blow the monthly budget. Cars don't just cost money when something breaks, they cost money even when they're working perfectly. Tires, for example, typically last around 20,000 miles, and replacing a full set can cost between £300 and £600, depending on the model. Then there's brake pads, windscreen wipers, oil changes, and all the little wear and tear items that need regular replacement. While each of these costs might not seem huge on its own, they add up quietly over the years. Most drivers underestimate how much they'll spend on these small but essential parts, which is why wear and tear is one of the most underestimated costs of car ownership. Now we come to the silent killer of car finances: depreciation. The moment you drive a brand new car off the forecourt, it loses value, typically 20 to 30% in the first year alone. By the end of year 3, your car might be worth less than half of what you paid. Even used cars lose value, though at a slower rate. While fuel, tax, and insurance are obvious outgoings, depreciation is a hidden cost because you don't feel it until you try to sell or trade in your car. That shiny new hatchback you bought for £20,000? In just a few years, it could be worth less than £10,000. For many UK drivers, depreciation ends up being the single biggest cost of car ownership, even though it never shows up on a monthly bill. If you live in a UK city, you'll know the pain of parking. In London, residents pay anywhere from £100 to £400 a year just for a permit, while daily parking in central areas can cost more than £40 per day. Then there are the dreaded fines: overstay a meter, park in the wrong bay, or unknowingly drive through a restricted zone, and you're looking at penalties of £60 to £120. Add in congestion charges, £15 per day in London, and low emission zone fees, and the cost of simply leaving your car somewhere can be eye-watering. Unlike fuel or insurance, parking costs are inconsistent, hitting hardest when you least expect them, making them one of the most frustrating hidden costs. Fuel is the cost that never stops. Prices swing constantly, often influenced by global oil markets, political instability, or even local supply issues. In 2022, petrol hit a record high of £1.91 per litre, and while prices have dropped since, they still remain a significant burden. For the average UK driver, fuel accounts for over £1,500 per year, and that's assuming moderate mileage. Diesel drivers often pay even more. Electric vehicles may offer some relief, with charging costing as little as £15 for a full charge at home, but public rapid chargers can be far more expensive. The unpredictable nature of fuel costs makes budgeting difficult, and for commuters or long-distance drivers, it's easily one of the most painful expenses. Finally, we have the hidden cost every driver dreads: unexpected repairs. Cars are machines, and machines break, often at the worst possible time. A clutch replacement can cost £600 to £1,000, a gearbox failure can exceed £2,000, and even smaller issues like a faulty sensor can still mean hundreds in parts and labor. Many UK drivers, without savings or extended warranties, are forced to rely on credit cards or loans to cover these surprise costs. Worse still, some end up scrapping cars altogether when repair bills exceed the car's market value. It's the cost nobody likes to think about, but it's also the one that hits hardest when it happens. So, when you add it all up, insurance, road tax, MOTs, servicing, tires, depreciation, parking, fuel, and repairs, it becomes clear that owning a car in the UK costs far more than just the purchase price. For many, these hidden expenses add up to thousands of pounds every single year, making car ownership one of the most expensive necessities of modern life. But knowing about these costs is the first step to managing them, choosing the right car, budgeting carefully, and planning ahead. Because at the end of the day, cars give us freedom, but that freedom always comes at a price.